in your opinion, can anybody sing or act?
Yes, actually we really believe so. Everybody can sing and act. Okay, here comes the tricky part. So everybody says that, oh, you need to have the talent to sing and act. Well, I think talent is where you start. So talent is a starting point, and everybody has a different starting point. So if you're more talented, you're like ahead. And if you're less talented, then okay, maybe you're a bit slower. But it doesn't mean that you can't do it. As long as you put in the hours and you're committed to doing this. I think commitment is a huge thing. Commitment, putting in the hours, and being really open to learn. I think that's really important.
Yeah, I agree.
I think anybody can do it. As long as you have the determination.
Because I think talent is one thing, but I think there are a lot of times where we see people who maybe have the talent but don't work on it. Don't work on it that much.
There's only so far you can go.
There's only so far you can go.
Is it a starting point?
Yeah, like for me, like I didn't do music at all when I was younger. So like going into like working with Erika and stuff, right?
Tuba.
First of all, that's a lie. I can't play the tuba. If you give me a tuba now, I'll freak out. I'll be like, get away. But I think so. I had a lot more to catch up on, but now I think I've learned a lot more about music and how it can tie in with theatre and stuff like that. And it's about like really, if you really put your mind to it, you can definitely improve. Like that's our sincere belief.
That's right.
How do you think like performing, singing, acting, just the performance arts in general has enhanced like lives?
I mean, has Endgame enhanced your life?
That's what you always say, like if you listen to music and if you watch like Endgame and if you watch like anything and and you have felt like if you felt better or it has sort of like affected your worldview in some way positively, hopefully positively, enhance your life. I think arts like it definitely enhances your life. Because like I don't know, like I feel like arts has like this like burden on it to prove itself to be useful in some way or another. But I think like the effects are there like the idea of like things like empathy, connection through the arts is so like underrated. Like people seem to think that like you can get empathy anywhere, but I feel like you go scroll through your news on Facebook or Twitter, it's so easy to get desensitized. And it's really when you go into the arts, right, where you get transported into another world, and then you're like, okay, I can like sort of like cleanse my palette, and I can rework everything, and like see everything through a different lens or like a new view.
What's your number one most favorite theatre production or music song piece, whatever?
Like, I don't have a favorite.
Like when people ask me what my favorite is, I really don't have a favorite. Like it's a mix of everything. I don't know, Barbra Streisand, Stravinsky, Earth, Wind and Fire. I'm just naming a few. Julia Wolf. So many. And then there's musicals also.
There's musicals. For me personally also, I don't have like a specific like favorite theatre production. I mean, some of the theatre productions that have been like ingrained in my mind, shows like, as I said before, Rosna and like Off Center, the 2015 production. I felt like there was like a very visceral sort of like portrayal of mental health. It was so like fearless in its presentation that I always like try to like these are the productions you sort of like look at and then you sort of like try to match up to it, or like you try to somehow be able to create a similar experience, where your play can be just as moving, your piece can be just as moving. But but as Erika said, like it's so wide ranging. Like we don't have like a specific favorite.
Rock, classical.
Then do you have like a favorite actor or actress, or director, movie, anything?
I like Star Wars.
That's right.
I like Star Wars. Obi-Wan's my favorite.
Serious?
Obi-Wan.
For me, it's I said my theatre idols have always been Hari Sharma, Elvin Tan, and Siti Khalijah. Siti Khalijah is an actress and she's like amazing. I guess the three things they have in common is that they have such a way with like telling stories through their craft. Like Hari Sharma is such a like such an amazing writer. Like you like, especially like the Singapore like theatre canon, you can never get like characters as well fleshed out and as like scarily real as his characters, you know. And Alvin Tan is like very visionary in his directing, and his like devising works is so great. And I guess and for CTK it's really just like she's so like she's so good. Like I don't even know how to say it. Like she manages to put up a raw performance every time you see her on stage. Like her like I feel like her vulnerability on stage is like unmatched in Singapore theatre. Yeah, I'm a big fanboy of CTK. It's really weird, but yeah.
Do you have a favorite role that you have played and like why? Or do you have a favorite song that you have written?
I think for me it'll be Runaway Girl. Yeah, so that was in Runaway. Yeah, so it's like the 13-hour song they always call it.
11th hour.
11th hour song.
Yeah,
That's what I
11th
meant.
hour. Yeah.
So yeah, because it's really epic and I think okay when I actually first wrote the melody was in our school music room, and it was with a friend of mine, and he was just playing on me, and it's like yeah play that again, and then I just started singing like to his chords, and then we came up with the chorus of it, and then for the longest time, for about 1 to 2 years, I didn't have any lyrics to it until I gave it to Izzul, and I went, okay, here's the melody. And then he's like, okay, I'll set some lyrics to it. And then when he showed me the lyrics, I said, okay, that really makes sense. Like I think it makes full sense now. It's just complete.
Yeah, that was fun.
And it was and I feel like that was rock and classical.
yeah, it was good.
Like it makes.
For me, I don't have like I don't have a favorite acting role, I would say. But okay, if I take role as just like role in a theatre production, right? I would say being a director for we had like our school drama club, our J1 production, Where to Find. So it was a triple bill of like Mama Looking for a Cat by Ko Pao Kun, what is it? Marco Polo by Jovi, and then that was my first self-written play, Sampan. That experience was quite amazing because I think like I always aspire to have that kind of like level of collaboration and sort of like devising spirit as in that rehearsal space. Like I remember like because this was straight after like we finished PW, and then we just like straight on like keep going at it, like we grinded everyday rehearsals, you know, all day long. And it was so fun because we had a ton of fun, but also at the same time I felt like we created something beautiful in terms of like we experimented with a lot of things. Like we started making sounds with like, you know, like the mortar and pestle, and then we just like, oh, what were we doing?
It's the first time we incorporated like music and I wouldn't say it's fully music, but it was percussion. So percussion and theatre.
Percussion and theatre. Yeah, our first foray, you know, into experimenting with like the two different mediums. Yeah, and it led to something quite amazing. I felt. Yeah, it's still one of my most favorite theatre production and theatre experiences in general.
Yeah.
Lastly, do you have any advice for someone who might be wanting to start a youth-led movement, like whether theatre or not?
So I think the first piece of advice we'd say is cancel the white noise.
That's right.
So what does that mean exactly? It means to really focus on what you really believe in, and for those people who have who think that your idea may not work or have deviant ideals, I would say, or people who like say otherwise or are skeptical, like you just shut out their opinions and their skeptical thoughts, and you just go for what you really believe in, and you just try first. That's what I would say.
Yeah, I think I
try.
agree. Just try, because I think a lot of times people are scared by the prospect of like, okay, like then when there's a theatre company, then what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to manage it? Just try lah. Like none of us knew what we were doing. Like none of us knew like exactly what everything entailed. But I think it was that spirit of like very like gung ho and like just try and like let's see where this goes. If it doesn't work, then it's okay. At least we've tried. Like I think the scariest thing I think for most of us is that and we talked about this a lot, is that we were scared that one day in the future we'll meet up and then we'll just regret not having started this thing, you know, where we could have done something with it.
I think failing is better than not trying at all. Even though failing is really scary, not trying is even scarier. Because you will have a lot of what ifs.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, failing
Could have
yeah.
been.
Yeah, that's true. Failing gets such a bad rap in Singapore, like in general, like especially like not just, and it's not just like within like academic, it's like circles, but it's more like in general, like, and even in our arts like scene, like failing is so like it's like frowned upon, when in fact like failing is like how you get great things lah. Yeah, so I think like if you want to start a youth led movement, you're gonna fail like so many times, like so many times. I think we'll continue to fail. Like we just started, so like we'll continue to fail. I look forward to my next failure. But yeah, I think it's so necessary.
Yeah.
But you should never let it stop you.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us. We hope that you'll join us on our next episode of Social Conversations.
What are you doing? Are you posing?
No, I'm just saying like bye.
Oh, okay, bye.
Bye!